सचिन पुजेरी, सचिन पुजेरी, अभिनंदन, अभिनंदन, अभिषेक, अक्षता,
Present, sir.
अक्षता, ओके,
Present, sir.
राइट, आनंद, आनंद, अंजुम, अंजुम, बसवराज, बसवराज, गडकरी, बसवराज ऐनापुरे, बसवराज ऐनापुरे, भाग्यश्री मठ, भाग्यश्री, भक्ति,
Present, sir.
राइट, भारती,
Present, sir.
ओके, चेतन कुमार,
Present, sir.
राइट, दीपक, दीपक, दिव्या, दिव्या, गट प्रथमेश शिवाजी,
Present, sir.
राइट, ज्योति, ज्योति, किरण लिगाड़े, किरण, लक्ष्मीकांत, लक्ष्मीकांत, महांतेश, महांतेश, मोळे प्रेम,
Present, sir.
राइट, नागेश, नागेश, नंदीश,
Present, sir.
राइट, पूजा पाटिल, पूजा पाटिल, प्रमोद कुमार, प्रमोद कुमार, प्रवीण मखदुम, प्रवीण मखदुम, प्रियंका, प्रियंका, संध्या, संध्या, संतोष पुजारी, संतोष पुजारी, संतोष सोनार, संतोष सोनार, शाहबाज,
Present, sir.
ओके, शफिया,
Present, sir.
राइट, श्रीधर, श्रीधर, सृष्टि बर्मण्णवर, सृष्टि, सिद्धार्थ वर्णेकर, सिद्धार्थ, सिद्धार्थ पाटिल, सिद्धार्थ पाटिल, सुप्रिया,
Present, sir.
ओके, वंदना, वंदना, वसंत,
Yes, sir.
राइट, वीरदत्ता, वीरदत्ता, योगेश,
Yes, sir.
ओके, महेश दोडमनी, महेश दोडमनी, बाळेश, बाळेश, तैक मोहम्मद,
Yes, sir.
राइट, प्रवीण राठौड़, प्रवीण राठौड़, अभिषेक पालेकर,
Yes, sir.
राइट, ऐश्वर्या,
Present, sir.
ओके, Amanullah. Amanullah. Bandrokar Tanay Mohandas. Bandrokar Tanay Mohandas. Bhaurav. Bhaurav. Shodhan.
Present, sir.
Right. Devan or Anil Kumar Shekhappa. Devan or
Present,
Anil
sir.
Kumar Shekhappa.
Present, sir.
Present. Okay. Nand Kumar. Nand Kumar. Pramod Kesti. Pramod Kesti. Rohini. Rohini. Rohit Alwani. Rohit Alwani. Shashidhar. Shashidhar. Sridhar.
Present, sir.
Right. Saish. Saish. Snehal. Snehal. Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi. Karthik Yam.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Smita Melgiri. Smita Melgiri. Right.
Sir, roll number 9.
9 I have marked. Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. I had asked you all to do the homework to write a program on factorial of a given number, right? Have you all written the program for that? Are you able to see the screen here? Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The program is to find the number of negative and positive numbers in the given array, right? I explained you the logic as to how to find positive numbers and how to find the negative numbers. If the MSB of the 8-bit number is 1, then it is a negative number. If the MSB of the 8-bit number is 0, then it means it is a positive number. This is what is called as the signed number representation. For unsigned numbers, all numbers are positive only. But when we come to the signed number representation, right, it is positive and negative both. Positive numbers are indicated by 0 in the MSB and negative numbers are indicated by 1 in the MSB. Accordingly, we have to write the program for this. Anybody tried out the program? Have you all tried out the program? Based on the logic, which instruction you are using? Main instruction here for writing the program, which is the main instruction in the logic of the program?
Move.
Which one? Which is the main instruction? Okay, let us write the program for this. First, let us write the initialization part. Move R0 R0, comma, hash 00, hash 00H. This is for counting negative numbers. Count for counting negative numbers. It's a counter for the negative numbers. Counting negative numbers. Similarly, I will initialize one more register for counting the positive numbers. Move R1 comma R0, move R1 comma R0. This is, that is 0 is stored in R1 from R0. This is for R1 is for R0. I am using for negative numbers. R0 I am using for counting negative numbers. Then R1 I am using for counting the positive numbers. For counting positive numbers. Positive numbers. Positive numbers. Right? Then how many numbers should be taken? Find number of negative and positive numbers in a given array. We can take any number of that is the data. Here let us take 10 numbers. I will take 10 values. Move R2 comma hash 0a 0 10 values. I am taking 10 values, 10 numbers which are both positive and negative. I have to count them. How many of them are positive? How many of them are negative? Initialize counter. Initialize counter equal to 10. Counter is equal to 10. Next. Once I am done with this, then I have to initialize the starting memory location. Move in which the array is stored, because they have mentioned clearly that the numbers are stored in the array. Move dptr comma hash 2000h 2000h. Some memory location you can use. You can use any memory location. Here I am using 2000h. Initialize memory pointer. Once I have initialized the starting memory location, then I will get the first value from the first memory location, that is from 2000h. I will get the first value. MOVX a comma at dptr. MOVX a comma at dptr. Get the number. Get the number. Get the number. Right. Once the first number is obtained, let us say there are different values. Okay. Let us say the first number is 5. Okay, plus 5. So that plus 5 is stored in A. Plus 5 is stored in A. Right. Then that plus 5, when it is stored in A, then what is done is ANL. It is logically ANDed with A comma hash 80h. This is called as masking operation. Whenever we are logically ANDing with 0f or f0, right, or 80, it is called as masking operation. Masking. MAS. Mask lower 7 bits. Mask the lower 7 bits. Now, how this instruction will perform is ANL A comma hash 80h. As I told that if the number is negative, then MSB is 1. Suppose it is 10010010. Is a negative number according to sign number representation, because MSB is 1. Remaining 7 bits indicate the magnitude. Now here this is ANDed, logically ANDed with 80. 8 is 1000, then 0000. Logically ANDed with 80h. It is hexadecimal, therefore it is 1000, another 4 zeros. Totally it is 80h. Now if it has to perform this logical ANDing, then what will happen after the logical AND operation of these two values? One is our number, our data, that is logically ANDed with 80h. Here what will remain? After ANDing, 1 and 1 is 1, remaining all bits will be zeros, because you are ANDing with all zeros. Okay, 1 and 1 is 1, 0 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0, 1 and 0 is 0. So remaining all bits will be 0. Only the MSB bit will remain 1. Now, why this masking is done? The masking is done to check whether I am ANDing with the 80, that is MSB bit I am taking as 1 and remaining all bits are 0. I am ANDing with 80H. This I am performing so that the MSB bit I will be able to check. If suppose say this MSB bit is 0, if this MSB bit is 0, after you AND with 1, then it will become 0. If MSB bit is 1, then 1 and 1 will be 1. It will remain as 1. This is the advantage of ANDing with 80. Now here 80 means MSB is 1, remaining all bits are 0. And then naturally what will happen? The remaining all the 7 bits of the lower 7 bits of the data, they will become 0. They will become 0. Only you are doing this to check the most significant bit. If most significant bit is 0, 0 and 1 will become 0, so that all bits will become 0. All the 8 bits will become 0 if the MSB bit is 0 in the given data, in the given number. Suppose if it is a negative number, then it is 1, MSB bit is 1. Then 1 and 1 will be 1. That means the accumulator content. This is the accumulator content. So accumulator content will not be equal to 0. Accumulator content will not be equal to 0. It will not be equal to 0. Fine. As it is not equal to 0, it means that it is a negative number. It is very clear from this. Because the MSB bit is 1, therefore the accumulator value is not 0. As accumulator value is not 0, right? Therefore, what we can do, we can increment the counter which is there to count the negative numbers. We can increment the counter which is there to count the negative numbers. Suppose if all the bits are 0, when all the bits will be 0, when MSB bit will be 0, you are ANDing with 80H. Therefore, all the 8 bits will become 0. If all the 8 bits become 0, then accumulator content will become 0. Accumulator content will become equal to 0. Right? If it is a not 0, if accumulator content is not 0, what does it indicate? It indicates that it is a negative number. It is a negative number. If MSB bit is 0, it means that it indicates a positive number. Okay. So we got the logic here. We are ANDing with 80H. You understood the logic here? We are ANDing with, logically ANDing with 80. It is a logical AND operation with 80H hexadecimal. Now after ANDing with 80H, now we are checking whether the value in A register is 0 or not 0. Right? How to check that? Which instruction I have to use to check whether the value in A is 0 or not? Which is the instruction that will tell me whether the value in accumulator register is 0 or non-zero? Which instruction will tell me that?
Clear.
Clear instruction will clear the value in the register, right? Which instruction or which flag will tell me whether the value in accumulator is a full 0 or not 0? It is 0 or not 0?
Carry.
Carry flag.
Not carry, it is 0 flag. 0 flag, 0 flag, not carry flag, 0 flag, Z flag. That means we have to check the 0 flag, or we have to check the accumulator content using JZ instruction. Jump if 0. This will check whether the value in A register is 0 or non-zero. Jump if 0, I will give it to some jump. I'll say I'll jump it to skip. Jump if 0 to skip.
Sir.
Then, yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Value 80H ತಗೋಬೇಕೇನು sir ಅದು?
ಹೌದ್ರಿ. You have to take only 80H. You have to take. You cannot take any other value. Suppose say if you take 70H, right? 70. So what is? How do you represent 7? 7 is 0,111. Correct? 0,111, 0000. That time all the remaining we are concentrating only on the MSB bit.
90H ಕೂಡ
Okay, we are
ತಗೋಬೋದಲ್ಲ
not
ಸರ್?
interested in the lower 8 bits.
90H ಕೂಡ ತಗೋಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಹಂಗಾರೆ?
90 ಹೆಂಗ್ ತಗೋತೀರಿ? 1001 ಆಕೈತೆ ಅವಾಗ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
9
MSB
ಹೆಂಗ್
ಅಷ್ಟೇ
represent ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು? 1001 0000.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ MSB ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ?
ಹೌದು, only MSB is important. We are concentrating only on the MSB bit. Following here,
Yes,
Nandish? Huh? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So jump if 0, that means what? Jump if 0 means if a value is 0, if a value, accumulator value is 0, only then we will jump to skip, right? And in skip, I will write some instructions. What I have to do if the value in A register is 0. If the value in A register is 0, it means it indicates that it is a positive number. I have to increment R1 register, because I have taken R1 for counting positive numbers, R1. Therefore, I will increment R1. Then I will increment DPTR. I will increment DPTR to get the next number. Then finally, I will check the count using DJNZ instruction. You are much familiar with the DJNZ instruction. Last, what I will do, DJNZ in this loop, DJNZ, which is the counter here in our example, DJNZ R2 we have taken, DJNZ R2, comma back, or you can use again any one of these, back. Now where this back should come? This back should come so that we can access the next number. Already we have incremented DPTR. I want the next number. Which instruction will give me the next number among these instructions? Which instruction will give me the next number, will fetch me the next instruction among these various instructions?
Move DPTR.
Move X A comma add DPTR. This instruction exactly. I will put the loop here. Back will come here to this particular instruction. Back move X A comma add DPTR. It will get the next number. Again, it will end with 80. It will check whether value in A is 0. Suppose if value in A is not 0, what to be done? If the value in A is not 0, that means it is a negative number, right? Suppose if the value in A is not 0, if all the 8 bits are not 0, it means that it is indicating a negative number. For if it is a negative number, its condition fails here, right? Condition is false. Okay, if condition is false, right, then what will happen? What I have to do? I have to increment the counter for the, negative number, that is R0. I have to increment R0. R0. Okay. This is if A equal to 0, it will jump. Increment R0. This is for incrementing, that is for counting negative numbers. Then once I will increment the counter for negative number, then what I will do? I have to get the next number. I will use DPTR, increment DPTR. I'll get the next memory location. Then once I get the next memory location, I have to check for the count. I have to decrement the loop counter. SJMP short jump to where it has to jump. It has to the counter, means it has to come to this instruction. DJNZ R2 comma back. I will give the unconditional jump SJMP LAST last. SJMP last. So that unconditionally it will come to this instruction, right? It will decrement the counter and again it will go to back and execute the instructions. From here. Back move X A comma add DPTR, then ANL A comma hash 80. If A is 0, it will jump to skip. Increment R1 for the positive number. Increment DPTR to get the next number. Check the loop counter. Decrement. If it is not 0, only then it will jump to back. If the condition is false, then it will increment R0. That means A value is not 0, that is counting the negative numbers. Increment DPTR, then again it will continue up till it counts all the numbers. all the 10 numbers until this R2 value becomes 0. This will be continuing. Once R2 value becomes 0, then it will come out of the loop. It will execute SJMP, SJMP dollar, SJMP dollar, then end. This is the program for counting the positive numbers and negative numbers in the given array. There may be slight changes in this. They may give some array location. They may give, right? Slight modification may be made in this program, and they may ask it. But this is the main logic of the counting positive numbers and the negative numbers. So if you understand the logic here, based on the logic, you can write the program. I hope program is clear to everyone. Is it clear here? Program is clear to everyone? Yes. Program is clear to everyone? Sridhar, program is clear? Badiger?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay. Devanawar, is it clear? Devanawar,
Yes, sir.
understood here? Devanawar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yogesh, 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 Santosh, Santosh, Pujari, Bhakti, Bhakti,
Yes, sir.
understood? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Akshata, is it clear? Akshata?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Right. We'll go to the next part of the topic here. That is the delay calculation. Next part is delay calculation. Find the size of the delay in the following program if the crystal frequency is 11.0592 megahertz. If the crystal frequency is 11.0592 megahertz, we have to find the delay of the loop. Delay of the loop should be calculated. Now the program that is given here is move, quickly take down this program, move a comma hash 55h, move a comma hash 55h. Then there is a loop again, move p1 comma a, p1 comma a call, absolute call delay, TPL a, complement a, SJMP again, short jump again. Next is time delay calculation. Delay, move R3 comma hash 200, R3 comma hash 200. There is a loop here, DJ and Z, R3 comma here, R3 comma here, and return. What they have asked here is, they have asked to calculate how much is the delay provided by this loop. How much is the delay provided by this loop? Delay, that is move R3 comma hash 200. Here dchanged R3 comma here. Okay, how much is the delay that we have to calculate here? If you want to calculate the delay here, we have to know how much is the time of one machine cycle. Time of one machine cycle, as you are aware of it, we have discussed in our initial classes, is given by T is equal to 12 divided by F, is equal to 12 divided by F. 12 divided by F. F is the crystal frequency. So this will be 12 divided by, they have given the crystal frequency in the question, that is 11.0592 megahertz. 11.0592 megahertz. This is the crystal frequency. This is the crystal frequency. The time of one machine cycle is given by 12 divided by F. 12 divided by F, that is 12 divided by 11.0592 megahertz. This will come out to 1.085 microseconds. This will come out to 1.085 microseconds. Microseconds. This is the time of one machine cycle. In this, the delay loop, this portion, we are interested in this portion here, that is delay portion. This portion we are interested. For this delay loop, we have to calculate how much is the delay it is taking, this particular loop. Now move R3 comma hash 200. How many machine cycles it takes? Move instruction. Can anybody recollect? Machine cycle taken by move R3 comma hash any value. You have to remember the machine cycles here. They may give the machine cycle in the question or they may not give, right? If they are not giving the number of machine cycles, then you have to recollect how many machine cycle that instruction takes, and accordingly you have to calculate. Can anybody recollect? Move R3 comma hash any value, how many machine cycle it takes? This instruction takes how many?
Two machines.
One machine cycle. Move R3 comma hash any value, it takes one machine cycle. Machine cycle, I'll write in short form. Machine cycle. This is equal to 1. Okay. Then dchanged R3 comma here. How many machine cycle it takes? It takes 2 machine cycles. And RET instruction takes this instruction takes one machine cycle. Now, if we want to calculate the total delay of this delay loop, how much is the delay? This takes one machine cycle. Time of one machine cycle is 1.085 microseconds. 1.085 microseconds. Therefore, time taken by this particular instruction, move R3 comma hash 200. It is how much? 1 into 1.085 microseconds. It is one machine cycle. It is one machine cycle. Move R3 comma hash 200. Therefore, it is 1 into 1.085 microseconds. Okay. Next, let us come to the next instruction. This is the time taken by move R3 comma hash 200. Time taken by move R3 comma hash 200 is 1.085 microseconds. 1.085 microseconds. Next instruction is djnz r3 comma here. djnz r3 comma here. It takes 2 machine cycles. For 1 machine cycle, it is 1.085 microseconds. Okay. Therefore, for 2 machine cycles, it is 2 into 1.085 microseconds. 2 into 1.085 microseconds. Right? Calculate this, and then now this is for 2 machine cycles when it executes only one time. But this is a loop. What is the value in R3? Just go back and see. Value in R3 is 200. Value in R3 is 200. djnz R3, that means it will decrement 200 minus 1, 199. Then again it will jump to here, right? 199 minus 1, 198, again jumps to here. 198 minus 1, 197, jumps like this. It will continue up till the value becomes 0. That means it is executing this particular instruction. Here djnz R3 comma here, it is executing 200 times. Is executing 200 times. If it executes one time, then it takes 2 into 1.05 microseconds. If it executes 200 times, then we have to multiply this by 200. If it is executing one time, it takes 1 into 2 machine cycle time. That is 2 into 1.05 microseconds. But if it is executing 200 times, then 2 into 1.05 microseconds, that is for one time, that multiplied by that many number of times, that is 200 times. So calculate how much is this. Okay. Then lastly, come to the next instruction, that is return instruction. Return instruction, it is outside the loop. We have to check that also, whether the instruction is inside the loop or outside the loop. Delay, this first instruction is outside the loop. This is outside the loop. What is the loop here? Here djnz here. Here djnz R3 comma here. This is our loop. Therefore, the next instruction RET, this is outside the loop. It takes 1 machine cycle. Therefore, 1 into 1.085 microseconds. 1 into 1.085 microseconds. That is the time taken by the last instruction, that is RET, return instruction. Following here. Now calculate the time of all of these and add them. Find out how much is this. 2 into 1.085 microseconds into 200. How much is this? 2 into 1.085 microseconds into 200. How much is this?
434.
How much?
434.
434. Okay. Microseconds?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the exact value, accurate value. 434 point.
It's 434 only, sir.
Sir, no point.
Only. Yes.
434 point.
Sir, only 434.
Only 434 you are getting. What about
Yes, sir.
1.085? You're getting exact value? Okay. Just check others. Then 1 into 1.085 microsecond, this will be 1.085 microseconds. So total calculate how much is the delay. It is this first value plus second value plus third value. Calculate the total time. See how much you are getting.
$436.17.
Exactly. Answer is 436.17 microseconds. We have to add these three, whatever we are getting, that will give us the total delay. Okay. So this is how we will be calculating the delay of the loops. Is it clear here? Okay. Everyone understood here how to calculate the delay? So such examples may be asked in examination to find out the size of the delay or size of the loop or the delay taken by that particular loop. How much time it takes to execute that loop. The time taken to execute this loop, this particular 3 instructions is how much? These particular last 3 instructions, time taken for this. Last 3 instructions is 436.17 microseconds. This much is the time taken, delay for executing last 3 instructions. Clear here? Everybody understood here? Everyone understood here? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Mole Prem?
Yes, sir.
Mole understood?
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay. Gat Pratmesh Shivaji? Gat Pratmesh Shivaji, is it clear here? Gat Pratmesh Shivaji? Bhakti?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bhageshri? Bhageshri? Bharti?
Yes, sir.
Clear? This example is
Yes,
clear
sir.
here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll give a program here. Just try to calculate the delay of this. Just give a try. Note down this. Delay. Move R3 comma hash 250. Move R3 comma hash 250. Quickly note down this. Here. NOP, no operation instruction. NOP, one more. There are 4 NOP instructions. 4 NOP instructions. And then DJNZ, R3 comma here, R3 comma here, then return. Okay, sorry, return. Note down this. Delay move R3 comma hash 250 here, NOP, 4 NOP instructions, no operation instructions, DJNZ R3 comma here, then return instruction. Find out first the number of machine cycle they take, then accordingly you have to calculate the time taken, time delay for the following subroutine. Crystal frequency given is same 11.0592 megahertz. You can note down crystal frequency is 11.0592 megahertz. 11.0592 megahertz crystal frequency. For this particular subroutine, you have to calculate the delay. Okay. So do that, then we'll discuss in the next class. I hope everybody noted down this. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.